Hey there, everybody. It's the Modern Native, and we're back. Uh, Waiting for some friends to join in, but today we are going to be discussing YouTube, how to grow on YouTube, insights of how it works, and just my thoughts and advice, and people's questions and anything that they, have to add. Uh, there we go. So stay tuned for that. Waiting for everybody to join in. Hopefully, somebody's going to come up on panel, which, if I remember right, I need to type that link again. Okay. That's a delay.
It's always a delay. I don't know why.
So, for everybody on the replay, I have, before I even started posting on YouTube or anything else, I put in hundreds of hours of research on the professionals' thoughts and their insights and all the different schools of thought on what to do and how to be a YouTuber. Mine are yours.
It's my 12 that I rolled. I landed there. I already landed there.
Okay.
I had to roll again, but you weren't paying attention. So if it's free, yes. What was it?
240. So I've done extensive research on the subject to, be able to have a point to start from on my own channel and to offer people advice.
Eesh.
12 again.
Yep. Speeding fine, pay 15.
Yeah,
That's
speeding fine. You went 24 spaces.
This is what I get.
Sorry, it's going to be a loose conversation, but hopefully everybody who wants to, who found this on search or who wants to, or who ran across it on my channel or whatever for the subject. So hopefully everybody follows along pretty well. There will be discussion about the yachts, the Monopoly game that we started for the New Year celebration, but we will be trying to focus on YouTube and YouTube advice and that discussion. So, Rock and Roll is back to join us.
How do I share my thing?
The link is already copied.
So I wanted to share mine on here.
Yeah, the link is already copied. You just have to share it again. So, what was I saying? Oh, that was something that was a point of topic that I wanted to start off with. There's a few different types of content that is on YouTube. There is entertainment, searchable content, niche or genre content, and kind of what's that other word? I misplace words sometimes. It's happened ever since I had a bad aneurysm, but I can't think of that last word that goes after.
All that fluff and stuff said hi. Give me a couple of minutes so I can sub.
Okay. What I always like to do is I like to keep my content to be more searchable, which is why I started this different stream, to have this subject be able to be searchable for new viewers to find me easier. So that way, when they search in how to grow on YouTube, how to start a YouTube channel, and things like that, when I add the tags to this video, it'll help promote it and be more reachable for them. Which is in my opinion, it's one of the easiest ways to be discovered to expand on YouTube is to be searchable, to be relevant.
I got connected review. Oh, thanks.
It's one of the easiest ways to be discovered and expand is to be searchable. So I always try to keep my subjects. Yeah. I always try to keep my videos on a subject searchable, and
I go 9.
I really try to be careful with my content, not so much like worried about language to make it PC, because I'm real. I shoot things in one shot. I don't really do reshoots. Like if it's in my first sentence and I'm messing up what I'm trying to say in the first beginning, yeah, I'll restart that. But if once I'm into it, I'm in it, and I'll just go through the end, and that's the way it is.
How much are you for Marvin Gardens? It was like 16 or something.
Yeah, it was something slightly cheap. 24. 25.
Yeah, trade some of these one then.
Yeah. So Fluff and Stuff, if you want to click my link, that's at the top of the chat. If you want to come up and actually conversate with any questions you have, that's fine. If you want to do it through the chat, I can work with that too. I just ask if there's no echo, reverb, you know.
Yes.
That's my biggest pet peeve is because your video quality can be whatever. People will deal with a video quality being kind of subpar more than they will deal with an audio quality issue. If there's an echo, if there's a reverb, so many people will just drop out of a video and you won't be able to have a good retention. Which is another one of my favorite subjects is view retention. Trying to stay focused.
I know. May not have been able to buy much property, but quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on losing subs? Sucks.
Well, it is very frustrating. Losing subs, the YouTube audit, as a lot of people put it, because it's pretty much what they're doing. They're going through and they're looking for one of the biggest issues I've noticed with losing subs is whenever anybody does they say sub for sub in the chat, they if YouTube sees a lot of these back and forth subscriptions and that's all that's going on, they'll sometimes take those away to see if people will notice and go back to that channel and subscribe. If that happens, they generally don't get taken away again. But it's kind of like a YouTube test. Be like, are those real? Well, they didn't come back, so they must not be. Okay. That's my feel on it, because I've watched when it happens, and it's always when you get a good burst. Yeah.
I can't focus on it when you're talking, so it's hard for me to read. My dyslexia fucks it up.
And so it is frustrating losing subs like that to be
yours.
What?
That railroad is yours.
Okay. And it's twice the rent. So 50. Because I only own one.
And that's only 4. So
but when your number goes down, you can't let that
9.
You can't let that really get you down.
I own it.
Yep. Illinois is the last one. Or Indiana.
I hate Indiana.
You can't let it get you down because it'll happen. Even losing an actual sub, somebody actually unsubscribing from you, that's better than having somebody who is a subscriber who isn't watching, because that'll actually hurt your channel much more, because YouTube will take that and factor it in that they aren't interested in your channel anymore. So your videos must not be as interesting as they were. They will be less likely to recommend you further to people who are actually not in your who are not subscribers and who are not in the circle of people you're already in. They won't expand past that because they're like, well, the people watching them don't even want to watch. So, why would we ask anybody else to? That's kind of how YouTube looks at it. That made sense. Because I've hit 880 more than a couple of times now, and I keep getting dropped back down into 860. Of course. This bitch. See, it happens to me. Right after she hit the pot, I got it. I only use the StreamYard so that way people can click on it to come up and join. I do like that option. It is actually easier to just stream straight from YouTube because there's extra settings and everything else. So forget it. It's pointless. 6. So it is easier to go through the live function because they dropped the requirements down to 50 subscribers. So that's great for smaller channels to be able to live stream because you have the ability to network and be more reachable because of the live filter option to look at all the live videos available. I remember when it wasn't but a few months ago that people would click on the live the filter through the lives, and there would only be 8 or 9 lives going at one time, but yet now I can't scroll to the end of the line. There's always somebody. There's always somebody live streaming, and there's always dozens of live streams going on at once. So it's a little harder now. Like there's more competition on the live streams now because there's so many people because of the requirements got dropped. But it still is a really great function because people like that instant interaction, that being able to get a response from the creator you watch right then and there. And I respond to everything anyway, but not everybody does. There's creators out there who get too many comments to be able to actually respond in a timely manner. That thing fell off again. There you go.
How much?
220. Finally got all the property sold in Monopoly.
Now we're gonna get going on the rest.
That is something that I've noticed too. The YouTube live function doesn't have a really good noise cancellation, the echo cancellation, or so it just doesn't come across all that well. Whereas on here, even my selfie cam has a better view than when I normally record.
Yeah, they kept asking her if she had a mic.
When I use my Bluetooth on StreamYard, it's beautiful. Like,
so it's your turn, and it's time to buy property.
To trade and shit.
Nope, to build houses.
You can't build anything, so.
Yeah, I have both orange. I have 2 orange and 2 reds. I'm keeping my green this time.
Okay, I have 2 greens. So how's that gonna work?
Because I'll give you waterworks.
No.
But I want the other railroad. I already have 3.
Give us a minute here. She thinks shit works a certain way around here.
Nope. I'm just actually gonna try to get something this time.
Okay, I could just hold on to everything and you can't build anything anyway.
Okay, I won't build anything.
Because I have one of that.
So do I.
One of that.
I have 2 of those.
And one of that.
I have 2 of those.
And I have 2 of the rest.
Yeah, because you didn't give me a chance.
I did. You
You
had
kept
2
landing on all
extra
of it.
turns more than I did.
No. You already established. No, I didn't.
I walked away from one of those. You got the red one because I walked away from it.
Mm-mm.
Oh. It's not like I can. Waterworks and the 3 I need.
What 3?
And blue, pink, and yellow.
Why do I always get stuck with brown ones? They're the cheapest fucking ones.
But we always hit them.
You never hit them. I hit them.
Okay, so you won't have to keep paying me piddly change.
You always get the fucking pinks and blues.
Yeah, but I'm giving you both greens when I definitely didn't have to.
I had green last time.
No, I did.
Mm-mm.
Okay, give me the
I
yellow.
did. Give me the railroad.
No,
Then you're not getting the yellow.
I just gave you 2 greens. Your Mediterranean, your orange,
Yes, but I already had these 2.
and your red.
I only needed the 1 orange and
Okay,
the
the
1
yellow
red.
is the only thing that you don't need. And you still haven't given me waterworks.
I'm not going to give that to you if you're not going to give me the railroad. That's exactly what I said I was trading that for. The property was for property.
You whine too much.
No, I'm just real about shit.
Oh, that was her first one that she put up that she wasn't even. It wasn't even for like her YouTube channel. She was putting it up there to save it because she didn't have memory on her phone. That
The
was
wedding
actually,
video?
yeah, that was
Oh,
actually.
yeah.
It's not even monetized because it's
No.
restricted because it has music in it.
Unapproved music that I made on my phone.
Like the biggest things I've seen the biggest mistakes I've seen of small creators is not realizing that the music in the background, even somebody playing the radio next door, if it's clear enough to hear it clearly to identify the song, that is going to give you a copyright strike or warning, or it won't be monetized. So your watch
It
time from
instantly
that won't
copyrights.
count. Your watch time from that won't count. The views won't count. The only thing you're getting from that is if people subscribe from it. Also, I say it in every single one of these: consistency. Consistently putting it out and I have more videos than days on YouTube. And I only count my days as from when I started uploading to now. I have 213 videos. I think I'm only at 207 days on YouTube. Okay, my thing with hate comments. I can accept criticism, but if they are just spewing hate, I will have to point out the facts of why their blatant hate is wrong. Like somebody was hating on me about my dog. We were at camp. He was on a 50-foot running line, but I didn't get a picture of that. I didn't get that in the image. He had this whole area to hang out in that was all shaded, and he was laying in the one spot of sun. So I took a shot of him laying in the sun. You can see it, sunbathing dog. A sunbather in the woods. That's right. It'll be back in late August. And I was just like, look at the sunbather in the woods, my son and dog. And he was just chilling out, squinted up at me because I had the sun behind me, squinting up at me, gave me this look like, Dad, you're in my sun, and laid back down. And he was absolutely cute because he loves laying in the sun. And I had somebody calling me a psycho, saying I had him tied out in the sun. He didn't have a choice, this, that, and the other. Now, as a personal point on my side of things, I needed to address that. I didn't want anybody seeing that comment and thinking that I'm cruel to my dog. He gets treated better than I do. He eats even when I don't have food. And he is treated like a freaking prince. And he's a spoiled brat. But the first thing I did when I got him is I bought a 50-foot line with a running hook on it to be able to let him run back and forth in camp. We were separated in camp. She had her tent. I don't really like the tent. I slept in the hammock. He would sleep with me in the hammock because it was also easier with him. He didn't poke holes in the tarp floor or whatever else because I didn't have one. I just had a hammock under a tarp.
Because of my nerve damage, sleeping in a hammock for too long or too much, it makes it impossible for me to do things, impossible for me to walk, honestly, impossible for me to move.
So that was the arrangement at camp, and we had the 50-foot line in between us, and he had a
He'd come in the tent with me, and he'd go in the hammock with him. He slept in the hammock with him.
But he had 8 feet of line attached to that 50-foot line, so he was able to run around a good 200 square feet, if not more. And that was his play space. He had all that range of movement, all the options to go and get, water, get his food, hang out in the hammock, sit in the tent. He could go anywhere he wanted, and he loved laying in the sun. So
Yeah.
I needed to address that position and actually get that on camera and show that he had all that space, and yet that 8-foot spot, that 8-foot circle of sun is where he decides to sit. I needed to address that. And then I did go ahead and acknowledge that the dude who was trying to hate on me was a piece of shit for being a piece of shit about it. But that was my approach to it. But apparently you can ask anybody, I'm an asshole. But I'm the nicest asshole you'll ever meet. So when it comes to dealing with hate, most of the time, if it's just stupid hate, like when the huntsman hates on me, I don't acknowledge him anymore.
He's nothing.
Trolls will be trolls. That's his persona,
Will hate.
as he tries to say. He tries to say it's his persona, but if you act like that and that's how you are, that's who you are. So I try to be positive. I try to remain calm and act positively. But when people want to say certain things, people want to hate, sometimes you have to respond. And don't ever try to get too emotional, and just lay down the facts of what it is.
Always go for facts first.
Yeah, so some people are quick to say what they think is the case. Yeah, apparently even with typos. Still have no idea what that bullshit was about, but that's not the subject. Hey, it's hate on YouTube. That's what it is. So it's the way I said it the other day was, it doesn't matter what you're doing. There will always be something that somebody somewhere will hate on you for, just because. People hate on me because I am the modern native, but I appear to be white and I have a Welsh last name when they actually find me on Facebook. But that's, marriages after family has left the reservation. That's 2-3 generations ago. People are very ignorant nowadays that, oh, well, you're white, you look white, you're white. Okay? That doesn't make who you are. There are throwbacks to where entire white families have black babies because that's part of the heritage that just popped out of nowhere. Genetics are a crazy thing, and half of it is evolution anyway. So it's like trying to get into that theological debate with someone who is ignorant as hell is not worth your time. So I try to give the very simplest answers, leave the emotion out of it, and generally it shuts them down because they don't entirely know how to come back. with something intelligent.
I mean, you look at me. What color do you see?
Oh, you a white ginger bitch.
Yeah, I'm straight.
But you're
But
also
I'm not
Lakota.
white. But I'm not white. I'm French, Irish, and
And I mean,
Native American.
and I mean, depending on the year, I have people walk up to me and try to speak fluent Spanish and then look at me weird when I'm like, I don't speak Spanish. How are you Mexican? You don't speak Spanish. I'm not Mexican. That's how dark I get in the summer. And yet I get so pale in the winter, people look at me and be like,
he's pasty.
Yeah, I'm pasty. I thought you were native. Yeah, well, apparently that shit washes out in the winter.
But during the summer, his hair flows, it's luscious, and you can definitely see the native.
And I get so dark. Like,
He
I did not get enough sun this year.
Mm-mm.
We were in the trees, in the woods. I didn't actually spend, a lot of time in the fields. I spent years working in farm fields and out in Washington. That was a lot of hot sunspots. That was bright as shit. What?
I'm just waiting for you to go.
Sorry, I got distracted.
Yeah, I know. That's
so,
normal.
Fluff and Stuff, what do you think is your biggest struggle on YouTube? But I hit reading. So I owe you 100, 200?
It's all 4, so 200.
See, that's some bullshit. That's why sometimes I like the video chatting. The way I look at that, she said, and sometimes I think, why am I doing this, putting my whole adventures on display for everyone to judge?
I don't think of it that way.
And we actually capture more of our lives, more of our lives, not live streams, more of our lives on YouTube than most people. We share more details about ourselves than most people do. And I'm not afraid of it. I'm not shying away from it. If anything, I've actually gone into sharing more than I originally had planned because did you know? I'm not afraid of it. It's you can't be really afraid of it because like I said, there will always be somebody somewhere that judges you no matter what you're doing. Even posting on Facebook or Instagram or anything like that.
Haters will always hate.
There will always, at some point or another, somebody will pop up and be like, oh, you're a piece of shit because of this. Okay. You have an awesome opinion, I guess. And you're entitled to it.
36.
But
You owe me 36.
I know. I'm trying to get to my money here. Can I have Waterworks now? You never did give that to me. Throwing a fit.
You owe me 36.
Get the change, you filthy animal.
How dare you? No, I'm just kidding. I don't give a shit.
Also, with that, you can't let yourself get too offended by anything anybody says, whether it's on their video, on a comment, anything. It's not worth it.
I just did it for you.
I'm gonna pay your bail.
You don't need
to. People need to just stop getting so offended all the time.
I paid it, so I was supposed to go.
Yeah, you told me you motioned me to go.
I know. Why are you fun?
Twice. So you think your struggle is your biggest struggle is getting genuine views from people who are subscribed and leave a comment that is relevant to the video? That's what your biggest struggle is?
I mean, I can understand. I get some weird comments on stuff that doesn't make sense. Has nothing to do with the video, has nothing to do with anything.
So I think
I definitely understand.
I understand because, like I said before, is a lot of my views come from shorts. Now, a lot of people don't interact with shorts. They'll watch a short, they might hit subscribe, and then they'll scroll, and it's just kind of at the luck of the dice for YouTube to put one of your videos in that scroll feed. So, and most people don't leave comments. They might throw a like on there, but it's a struggle definitely to get a lot of people who comment. The best thing that I've seen, and it so far worked for me, is whenever you have that one person that always leaves a comment, always respond, always like and heart, always make sure you give a comment back. Make it relevant to them. I don't hit the reply button a lot. That gives me that automatic @ with their name behind it, because I just go into there and I put an actual reply, and I'll even delete that sometimes because it feels more personal to me to actually type in part of their name to let them know that I'm actually looking to see who it is who's talking and having that conversation. So when you do that, and I'll mention them in my videos sometimes, like right at the beginning, his name now is the Swamp Rat Nation. He was always a big supporter of mine, and he was always one of the first views, one of the first comments. The Squirrels Magnet Fishing. He was one of my first responders, as I called him for a long time. He was one of the first guys up on my video watching it when it was released. He'd leave a comment first. And Cynthia Swearington, she's another big one. She's always on my videos, and she's always dropping comments, and she's always being very relevant and very fast with the interactions. So I appreciate them, and I have actually mentioned it personally to them in comments and in videos that I appreciate every single one of them. And that, when people are watching a video and they see me mention that, they're like, oh, well, he might actually do shout outs and stuff like that. And I do shout outs, I do collabs. And when somebody's a particular kind of person, I do call outs, as I call them. I did that for a very large YouTuber because I realized the real kind of person he is behind the facade. And I'm sure if you go through my rants, you'll see that one. It's gotten a few clicks recently in the last few days. Oh, I don't know.
5 for me.
So as far as trying to improve the genuine interaction, you have 856 subscribers, so you have the community feed.
Can you go to her page?
Yes, sorry. So you have the community feed. You can do polls, you can do post pictures and things like that. Make sure you have a question. Put
Oh, shit.
go back there for a second. Sharing your video, sharing your video. So, okay, you share a lot of your videos and pictures and stuff like that on your community feed. what you should make sure you do is create a poll. Have people vote on different things that they want to see, different subjects. That was a pretty good interaction on one of my community posts. I asked what people wanted to see, and then I asked them what their biggest struggle was in the woods, out in the outdoors when they're adventuring. And because that's obviously what a channel is about. So that actually helped, I feel, with some of the retention, gave me some ideas that I actually didn't expect that comfort would be the main problem for most people when it came to being in the outdoors. Because I'm a strange kind of person. I don't care about comfort. I'm almost always uncomfortable anyway, so I don't care when I'm outside about being uncomfortable. I'll sit on a rock. I have literally slept with a rock as a pillow, and it's one of the better nights of sleep that I've had at times. But that would be the best way. My advice for trying to improve your genuine interaction, um, by interacting yourself, pretty much. Making sure you always respond to the people who respond to you, make or interact with you. Make sure that you always start doing some of those polls, some of those questions on your community feed. You were talking about starting a new channel.
Mm-hmm.
Making a new new social medias, making new social media platforms to expand and everything else. So uh, that might help with your genuine interaction, getting people in your niche. I saw horses, and sorry, it was a quick scroll through. I She has you saved now, and I will grab you when I get off of this and go back through and make sure I have you on my subscription list. I have a whole list of people I'm going to be going through soon to look into their channels. But I saw your cooking. I saw the horses, and like you said, it was doing your adventures and your life on here. So people in your niche, your community, on Facebook groups, Instagram posts, and things like that would also help, and they would be more likely to interact with your content. Um, that's my bit of advice for that, for you getting more genuine interaction. Sorry. So mad with me. I'm going to jail anyway. Hi, Divvy. We were already visiting. You knew I was coming.
What was that? Illinois? No, that's the Kentucky. That's 36.
Um,
10.
oh, I started saying it earlier. Consistency is also key. Posting regularly, because when it really comes down to it, it's a numbers game. There was somebody who did quite a bit of research, actually more than a couple of people. I watched different results, and they both kind of came around the same number. Uh, at best, it takes, what was it, 351 videos and 8 months. That's like the average, best, fastest. If you can make 351 videos in 8 months, you can become monetized with your watch time and your subscribers. Just kind of on the numbers game, that would be your most likely fastest scenario and way to do it. And so far, I'm at 213, and I'm 870. I'm probably right about now. on my subscribers. My watch time is almost at 1,000 hours, so I need to kick that up a notch. But so far, by the numbers, that example holds true. That's been my main focus, is making sure that I drop.
How do YouTube page? Once you're monetized.
Once you're monetized, if you go into YouTube Studio on desktop or on your phone, you click into the 3 dots and you go down to the desktop version. You can go to the YouTube Studio on your browser and go to the monetization tab. On there, it'll say how close you are to becoming monetized, and you can put in the notification to have them tell you when you are, and when you've reached the requirements, you've done your 2-way verification, you will get another option there. From the research I've gotten, you will get another option there that will bring you to creating an AdSense account, which is Google AdSense account, is where you put your financial information in. It attaches itself to Google, which is what YouTube runs through anyway. And so they will calculate up their ad revenue and what they pay you. And each month they will pay you through the AdSense account. It's kind of like their PayPal, Cash App kind of thing. That's the short answer. It's not short as that was.
I do want to say something. I don't know if anyone knows, but Betty White died yesterday morning.
I cried when I read that.
Yeah, it's super sad. We're really huge fans of her, and
I always wanted to meet her.
Awesome. She was so wicked. She was so funny, so awesome. She died at 99. Her birthday was the 17th of January, I believe.
Yeah. And she was going to do 100 years young.
Yeah.
That was going to be a movie tribute.
Nice movie tribute to her. And
I hope they still run it.
A couple of days ago, she was talking about how she was feeling nice and healthy and
so happy
to be healthy. And yesterday morning at 9:43,
3 days. Died. 3 days after saying how fortunate she was, and how healthy and happy.
It's sad. It really, really is.
I legit cried. Like, I bawled.
I told Aunt Tasha that she can come up. And I asked you. Oh.
Hey, you on that? Yeah. Or are you asking me?
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't even built my property yet.
Because I've been avoiding doing it so that way you don't. She's eating right now. So.
That's fine when you're done.
I mean.
Or if you don't want to, that's fine either way.
I mean, she totally can, but
doesn't bother me either.
It's the whole conversation about YouTube. So I mean, if she's interested in talking about the channel. So
you got 4?
I think so. I think I rolled it, but
4 and 4.
Yeah. I think I need to smoke to get my focus.
In 2 months, we have 300 plus subs, 10,000 views, and 170 hours watch. Local community is awesome.
That is awesome. That is a very similar climb to what we've had, just a little bit faster. On your watch hours, anyway. I'm just past that. I just hit 970.
Only thing that was open was could be this That's fine, Natasha. That's fine.
Rock, that's actually a really good climb, nice and fast. And as long as you stay consistent with that, you'll stay relevant and you'll be more likely to be suggested. That's definitely a really good spot to be in. What, Sunfish? I said, what the hell, Bobby? We're having another YouTube conversation.
Who's Bobby?
I don't know. He's making a joke.
Can you reach my soda? Thank you.
Sunfish for fish. His channel is actually really awesome. It's super peaceful just sitting there looking at the fish. Remember, you are an admin, so be careful which button you hit. Don't accidentally block somebody.
I know. That's why I'm being careful.
Sunfish, we got some Australian friends in the house. You can always drop your link. Having a YouTube conversation about my insights and stuff like that once again. All that fluff and stuff. She had some questions, and we got onto the topic while we were hanging out doing our New Year celebration. So we figured we would hop into a different live stream to actually have the conversation, make it relevant on the title and everything else. So
Rockin' Or, my aunt added you. She subbed to you. She likes watching a lot of stuff, so she'll definitely go through your stuff.
Well, I'm glad I could help, Rock. If you have any questions, go ahead and throw it down. Yeah, anybody who has any questions, like I said, I've done plenty of research, and if I don't have the answer for you, I definitely will take a few minutes and find it for you. Yeah.
I love you. Smoky. Really helpful stuff. Sorry. I have an ADHD problem, so I can't see stuff. I haven't been able to in some time.
So, what about you, Rock? What has been what do you think is your biggest struggle or your biggest question about how YouTube works or how things work and stuff like that? So, what would be your biggest question so far? Because I wasn't actually expecting Fluff and Stuff's question. Genuine interaction.
Oh, I was. Yeah. Fishing community isn't going off the gold community.
No, sure, what you mean there?
I mean, she's a fisher. That's what most of her videos are. Crab, stuff like that.
Oh, you were worried about the hate too?
That's everyone's worry. If you try to not let it worry you, it worries you more. Bite your hand.
And that's what that's what this is all supposed to be about, is having fun and interacting and sharing.
And we're just trying to create a community. Honestly. We're trying to create a community that isn't about hate. It isn't about, politics and everything else. It's just about hanging out, being with friends, whether we're far apart or close together. Yeah. Friends and family.
I don't care what color your skin is. I don't care what religion or what God you have. I don't care what politic party you are in. I want to know what kind of person you are. That's why my phrase is get out there, be a native, and go beast. The real deep insight into that is I do want people to get out there. I want people to really enjoy nature and learn to be with nature instead of always destroying it. I want people to be a native, which means when you're out there, you respect nature, you respect the land, you respect animals, and it's just respect and not overusing, not abusing, and not destroying. And go beast, which means pretty much just do the best that you can at all of it.
Fluff and stuff. I go beast every weekend when I'm out in the water fishing. We can understand that. We used to bring out our nice big old boom speaker and just go in the middle of the water and just
watch the ripples coming out of the canoe.
It's actually on YouTube.
You can see it vibrating behind her head on YouTube, on the short, rocking out on the water. And the angle I had, you could see her sitting at the end of the canoe, and just the ripples were coming out from the beat of the music. It was awesome.
We wouldn't always do that because, some people say that sound makes the fish go away, but it didn't. It actually attracted more fish to us.
Yeah,
so...
I caught 3 right in that spot, blaring some music to the point that I didn't hear it splashing behind me. All of a sudden, my line was tangled.
No, I had to tell him. I was like, your line! Trying to yell over the music.
Couldn't reach the speaker, and then we're trying not to flip the canoe because I was getting all excited. I had a fish after like 20 minutes of nothing.
Yeah.
I spent most of last year with freaking fishing curse. I couldn't catch anything.
Can I get a cage?
Oh,
I'm so tired. I am seriously ready to go to sleep.
Wrong bag anyway. So we're just about an hour. So I'm glad we could cover actually a good chunk of topics. Does anybody have any other questions that they want to throw out there real quick in our last couple of minutes? Anybody who's got a moderator tab, you can throw down your link or anybody else's link in the chat. Hoping the chat actually sticks around this time. That's one thing I like about doing it on YouTube Lives. It changed the sub to some.
Hate that crap.
Night, Tasha. Get some sleep.
Night, Aunt Tasha. Night, Aunt Jamie. We love you. Happy New Year.
Love you guys. Get some
Definitely
sleep.
need to get some sleep.
I love the name. I love that she switched it to that. Because now every time she comes in, I want to be mother trucker in the house. But I'm stupid like that.
Honestly, I'm bored. It wasn't even your turn.
Why wasn't it?
It was mine. You just landed on that.
No, I didn't.
Yes.
No, I didn't.
Yes.
I paid you like a minute ago.
Paid me what?
For states.
I don't have that.
Oh, that's right. I went to go do it, and then you rolled and got that, and you got upset and threw this 100 in there. Because this was the 50 from when you went to jail.
Yeah. You didn't get really.
Yeah.
Put a 5 down.
Yes, woman.
Yeah.
So, anyway. For the new year, my resolution is I'm going to be trying to stay ahead of my numbers, my more videos than I have days on YouTube, trying to keep my counts up. I actually might do a live count at one point. That might be cool. Have my live stats on a counter. I got to figure out how to do that. Have my subscribers, my YouTube, my views, my hours, my days on YouTube, and my videos. That would be awesome. It's 12. I don't give a shit.
Oh, my dinosaur is down because I can't reach that far. It hurts to stretch that far. Where's my stomach? 52. So 50. And how much was that?
12.
How much is St. Jean? Oh.
20.
Fuck.
We're not buying these.
No. My.
Oh, you went deaf?
Yep.
But,
8.
anyway, nobody seems to have a question. Nobody seems to have anything more that they are looking for tonight. So we're going to call it here. Rounding out to our perfect hour. I hope everybody tries to stay consistent, tries to put out more videos more regularly, try to stay searchable, try to expand, be reachable, and always respond, and stay positive. That's going to be my final message for YouTube growth in the new year starting out. So, awesome. You have a good night. You too, Rock.
It's been great chatting.
Yep. So, everybody have a good night. Good luck in the new year. Thanks for hanging out and bringing me your questions and having the conversation about YouTube. So, until next time, get out there, be a native, and go beast. Awesome.